Ukraine is fighting back harder than ever before, pushing Russian troops away from the capital of Kyiv. But look at your screen there. Explosive fires. A new video showing Ukrainian forces actually destroying a Russian ship overnight. The attack, the latest in a series of setbacks for Russia. NATO estimates between 7,000 to 15,000 Russian troops have been killed in the invasion. And that's just in the past month. Robert Sherman has been covering the conflict again from the ground. He's been in Ukraine. He's now in Warsaw, Poland with the latest. Robert.
And Adrienne, it's important to remember it's going to be impossible for any of us to get a completely accurate image and idea of what's happening in the war, who's winning, what the total casualties are. That being said, the Ukrainians claim that they have the momentum, and U.S. officials have found evidence to support that claim. Overnight, Ukrainian defense officials say they're taking back more of their country, destroying tanks in the countryside and sinking ships at sea. These are new images from the port city of Berdyansk, where Ukraine's Navy claims it sank a Russian landing ship. The city has been one of the few areas mostly under Russian control since the war began. It's about 60 miles from the besieged city of Mariupol. There, a bloody back and forth continues. But in the capital city of Kyiv, Ukrainian officials say they're gaining ground in the east and west as counterattacks dislodge Russian forces from nearby suburbs. A senior U.S. defense official says Russians are digging in and establishing defensive positions around Kyiv. The area that Russia is committing forces to is in the east, and where the latest war began, in an area called the Donbass. Pro-Russian separatists have been running the areas for nearly 10 years. Just a month ago, Russian President Vladimir Putin recognized the separatist areas and started his military operation to secure the region. That recognition comes with a cost. NATO estimates as many as 15,000 Russian soldiers have died in 4 weeks. Conservative estimates are closer to 7,000. Ukraine releases little information about its losses, but estimates range from 2,000 and 5,000 soldiers killed in action, and a mounting civilian death toll. With Russia's war entering its 5th week, President Volodymr Zelenskyy revamped his nightly speech, addressing the world in multiple languages, asking to take a stand against the war.
Show your standing. Come from your offices, your homes, your schools and universities. Come in the name of peace. Come to your squares, your streets. Make yourselves visible and heard.
For Ukrainians spread out across Europe and the world, it's hard not to be seen and heard. Poland alone, there are now more than 2.1 million Ukrainian refugees. Historically speaking, Poland knows Russian aggression all too well. The U.S. has emphasized that American troops will not be going into Ukraine, however. The mayor of Warsaw wants to see President Biden back up his commitment to NATO with action.
For his pronouncements that every inch of NATO territory will be defended, because it allows us to be calm and do our job peacefully. And of course, we want President Biden to confirm that.
And of course, going off of the mayor's point there is tension in the air here that the war is now happening one country to the east of us here in Poland. People are worried that the war could cross over the border here. That's why the mayor and many others here are looking for more U.S. and NATO troops to be on the ground in Poland to hold the line against any potential invasion.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.